Good evening, this is the Oscar expert here with Brother Bro. The DGAs are announcing tonight. We're hoping it's Daniels. If it's Daniels, then they may really they're going to win the Oscar. That's like how it works.
And you know, people are nervous. I'm nervous. I don't think it's a guarantee that they're going to win this award.
It could be Spielberg.
Everything Everywhere. People think it's Best Picture frontrunner. Many are still doubtful that it will get Best Director.
We also know that Charlotte Wells won First Time Director, which is great, and it was very obvious that this was going to happen because there's no contest for the Best Debut Film of the Year, and she's been winning every one of those awards that exist. She's going to win BAFTA very soon.
Did it happen? Oh my god, Daniels won? Daniels won?
Daniels won!
Oh,
Daniels won it!
Oh,
they fucking got it! They fucking got it!
Actual Oscar sweep! Actual Oscar sweep!
They won! It's
Yes!
done! It's done! It's over! It's over, fellas! It's over, fellas!
It is over! It is over! WGA, PGA, SAG!
If they take all those, if they take PGA, never mind the fact that they're taking SAG and WGA and they already have DGA, the movie could have a 100% chance of winning Best Picture if it wins PGA.
What's the competition? Banshees if it wins BAFTA.
That's not that much competition.
Done.
That's nothing.
No competition, director. If Banshees does not win picture and screenplay at the BAFTAs, Everything Everywhere is winning in a cakewalk. It's the easiest Best Picture since Nomadland.
Bitch, if Everything Everywhere has PGA, DGA, SAG, and WGA, it doesn't matter what BAFTA did. That's 100% going to Everything Everywhere.
Wow.
You can't win Best Picture without winning at least one of those.
Amazing.
At least one of those. Even Moonlight had WGA.
Man, the amount of times I've heard, well, you know, Steven Spielberg, he did a movie about himself, and it's about him, and so they're going to give him an award for making a movie about him, and it's going to be his third Oscar, but they're not going to care, and it's going to be the Fableman's only Oscar, and it has no chance of winning Best Picture, but they're not going to care. They're still going to give him the Best Director award. And no, they're just giving it to the movie that... And they're just giving it to the movie that was extremely stylized. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you tucking it into bed? That's cute. That's nice.
Good night, Fablemans.
Good night.
Good night, Fablemans. I'm gonna warm up a glass of hot,
like that.
steaming fucking milk. Good night, Fablemans. Good night, Spielberg. Rest tight. You're not winning a single fucking Oscar.
No.
We like you. We respect you.
Wow.
But, you know, good night. Good night. Rest in peace.
It doesn't need the Best Picture, Best Director awards. Like,
and it's not taken.
We know what movie was the most influential this year on filmmaking and on, you know, people, just on the public. You know, which moved things forward a little bit, which refreshed the medium. You know, we're really in an era right now. Really in an era where, like, you can't just win by being Oscar bait. You can't. You just can't. Green Book was the last example. Certainly, if you remember the trajectory of the awards season, the most baity film that was originally predicted to win was not what came out on top. And we tried to get ahead of that this year.
Movies from directors who have never had a film nominated before have been winning every year. Do we not understand this? Before we declare Fableman's an easy runaway frontrunner?
I also just feel like this doesn't fit the bill for a Best Director winner. Like, the Fableman's never fit.
We don't need to
really
talk about the Fableman's anymore. This is also good night to everybody who thought Spielberg still had a... I mean, I thought he had a chance, but...
Look, I still thought he had a chance,
thought,
too.
oh, but he... It's good night to a lot.
Yeah, I know. So
there's no way Daniels are losing Best Director at the Oscars.
Yeah.
Even if, like, Todd Field won BAFTA... I don't think I would care. Do
you know what this means for me?
Most people
probably don't know.
You just won hundreds of dollars.
I get very excited about this.
Well, you just
for many reasons. But one of the reasons that I get excited that Daniels win, I bet $100 months ago that they would win Best Director at the Oscars. When I made this bet, they were plus 800 odds. Did I feel confident making that bet? No, but I sure as fuck didn't think that it was a 1 in 8 chance. I thought it was at least a coin toss. I said, okay, plus 800 is a way better odds bet than plus 200 plus 100, really. That would have been like what I thought the odds should have been was like plus 150. So basically I'm raking in $800. Basically, I'm raking in.
I make $100.
That's a lot.
I make $100 about. But I bet like $10. It was like nothing.
Well, when they win the Oscar, I'll make $800.
They won They just won the Oscar. Right now, as of now, because we don't know PGA, the movie's more likely to win Best Director than Best Picture. If Banshees or Top Gun won Best Picture, Daniels would take Best Director. Are Banshees and Top Gun winning Best Picture? No, I don't think so. I would say Everything Everywhere has like a 90% chance of winning Best Picture at this point.
And you know what? You were really right, too, because you helped convince me. Maybe I owe you some of the money. You helped convince me that Daniels had the best shot of getting the director months ago.
Because
after they had swept... This was before Golden Globes. This was after they swept the Critics Awards. And then he went and looked at the stats. He went and looked at the stats for Critics Awards and said, like, all right, well, the director who sweeps Critics Awards often goes all the way to the Oscar.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that the Best Picture winner that sweeps Critics Awards goes to win Best Picture at the Oscars. That does not always happen.
The director frontrunner.
But the director happens a lot. Even though this movie didn't look like... It wasn't some, like, one-take movie with wide-angle Lubezki lenses. I think that's why people didn't buy it. I think that's why people
It was an ambitious film.
It also overcame a perception of being amateurish and silly. I mean, there's just never been a winner like this movie. We know what the movie with the passion is, and even that movie is not, like, tackling down some, like, juggernaut Fabelmans movie. Like, the Fabelmans is down there. You know, the cultural shift, whatever happened over the last 10 years, where the Fabelmans probably would have won 10 years ago, the Fabelmans is like down there, and people are like, we don't care about that movie anymore. We've seen it. It's not important.
We're not even going to go into Oscar night, like, really scratching our heads much, honestly. I think at this point...
Not in the top
we are going to be expecting it on the level of, like, Nomadland, or even, I mean, I guess we thought La La Land had such a shot to win. Try as I may, I don't think there's that big of a path for an upset. This is a huge relief. This is a huge relief.
I'm very relieved.
I think PGA is going to be even easier win.
I think we always thought this was going to be like, oh my god, they snagged it at the end, like a Parasite. I thought it was going to be a Parasite.
It is the front runner, even as it's out front, feels like an underdog. It is the warm movie with a heart that people are rooting for, that has passion. It's not like Tar is out front or Banshees is out front, where all the critics are going crazy, but audiences are sometimes like, why did he cut his fingers off? Or like, Tar does a lot of talking, and I don't really know what the dog was. There's no weird shit like that. I mean, there's weird shit, but it's different kind of weird shit. So I don't think that it being in the front runner position is vulnerable in the way that, you know, a Power of the Dog or Roma were. So I think we're looking nice. I think everybody out there who's rooting for Everything Everywhere, you should feel great. Everybody who is not rooting for Everything Everywhere, you should feel bad. Good night, Fabelmans. Literally on Oscar night, they're gonna have like 3 Oscars each, and they're gonna have taking hilarious photos of them, like 6 Oscars between the two of them, and you know, they're going to be, like, sticking them up their own asses and shit, and it's going to be fun. Also, the Art Directors Guild happened, and that went to Babylon, and that was a pretty big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Because that beat Elvis and All Quiet on the Western Front.
That's definitely worth talking about. That was a category I would have considered a 3-horse race, and it was very ambiguous.
I still think BAFTA might go somewhere else, but BAFTA might go Critics' Choice, Art Directors Guild pair, I'm going with that. I don't care what the BAFTA do, to be honest. And I've always thought Babylon might still have that edge, and I think it does. Everything Everywhere also just won the Art Directors Guild for Fantasy. Okay,
because I glazed over this on Twitter. I was like, okay, so Everything Everywhere won, like, Art Directors Guild for something. Okay, cool. Even though I read Fantasy, I was like, yeah, it makes sense that it would win Contemporary. I don't know what it was, just didn't compute. And then someone was like, yeah, it beat Avatar. And I was like, the fuck? It beat Avatar?
When you said that it was crazy, I was like, it wasn't.
I didn't even say it was crazy. I just said, do you know what happened? And then you said, what?
You wouldn't have said it like that if it was Avatar. So I knew it was Everything Everywhere, because I thought maybe that. Do you know at the Makeup Guild that Everything Everywhere beat the Batman in Contemporary? First of all,
what?
Not even deserved. First of all, not even deserved. In Everything Everywhere?
Well, I know that Joju Tupaki had makeup, but I don't know. Holy motherfucking
not even deserved, but what does it show? Widespread fucking support for the movie.
Huge. That's enormous.
Stay tuned for BAFTA reactions tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing.
Are the Daniels making you money?